Imagine that. Imagine you're a professor or some instructor at Columbia University. The Hamilton Hall, a beautiful building with a long history, is smashed and battered, and you side with the thugs. There are some wonderful members of faculty. There were some wonderful Germans. There were some wonderful Japanese. It doesn't mean much except to note that these outliers are wonderful people. But with regard to the overwhelming majority of faculty at colleges in the United States, they are either bad or cowards. These are the people teaching your children to be bad and or cowards. Parents want to deny it because getting your kid a, quote, college education has so long been the great ideal of the middle class, not to mention the upper class. So the college faculties are now voting to remove presidents who in any way dismantled these vile neo-Nazi type encampments. On Tuesday, Barnard College President Laura Rosenberry lost a no-confidence vote handily, with 77% of participating faculty voting against her in an apparent act of retribution prompted by her suspending over 50 protesters and evicting them from campus. Wow, how dare she. The action was, according to the Columbia Spectator, the first no-confidence vote against the president in the college's history. Do you realize how awful the faculty, what lowlifes constitute college faculty? The move came after the Barnard chapter of the American Association of University Professors unanimously recommended the vote. Unanimously. Citing the college's decision to suspend students involved in the demonstration. Now, why would one want to do that? Suspend students involved in the demonstration. At Emory University, 90% of faculty members in Oxford College, an undergraduate division of the university, voted no confidence in President Gregory Fenves this week, according to the Emory Wheel. The vote came after Fenves took similar measures to end unauthorized demonstrations on campus and clear an encampment where the protesters had planted themselves. So the faculty of Emory University, 90% at Oxford College, one of the undergraduate divisions, want to get rid of the president of the university for not tolerating an encampment. Pro-Hamas demonstrations at Emory saw numerous clashes between law enforcement and students and faculty. In one instance, economics professor Caroline Folan was arrested for attempting to prevent the detention of a protester. Imagine that. By the way, it's very important you understand something else about all of this. And that is that this is not, for example, a professor of gender studies or ethnic studies or women's studies. This is a professor of economics. Officers restrained her, bringing her to the ground while she said repeatedly, "I'm a professor." And therefore what? At this moment in American history, "I'm a professor" is in most instances a self-indictment. It means I'm a fool. In another incident, students pelted objects at officers while using their bodies to press them against the building. The faculty at Emory's College of Arts and Sciences are currently holding their own no-confidence vote. The results of which will be unveiled this afternoon. In Texas, wow, listen to this number. Over 600 members of the UT Austin faculty have signed a letter proclaiming they no longer have confidence in President Jay Hartzell. He had invited local police to quell an unauthorized anti-Israel demonstrations, which resulted in students commanding a section of campus and refusing to leave. The UT Austin chapter of the AAUP, American Association of University Professors, spearheaded the effort. We, faculty members of the University of Texas at Austin, no longer have confidence in President Jay Hartzell, the letter said, describing the restoration of order during final exams as a violation of trust. Why would you want your child to be taught by such rotten human beings? We demand that criminal charges against students and others be dropped. We demand that the students not face disciplinary action at the university for their activities on April 24th. Other school presidents have faced similar backlash for seeking to restore order on campus. At Cal Poly last week, 193 of 203 faculty attendees voted no confidence in President Tom Jackson Jr. So that's 193 of 203. Now do you understand why the generalization that the average professor is a moral idiot, is probably a bad human being, though perhaps quite nice on a personal level, but that's true for many bad people? That generalization is accurate? 193 out of 203. Don't you dare tell those students that they will be disciplined for taking over the university campus. Question: if the students had been pro-life and taken over the university, what would these professors have demanded of their president? On Monday, over 300 faculty members signed a letter demanding that Jackson and his chief of staff, Mark Johnson, resign, lambasting them for calling the police on student protesters when they occupied a campus building. Well, what do you think of that? Gaza solidarity encampments. An amazing thing. So it's well, here's more, by the way, just in case. I think it's important you know the details. On several other campuses, including George Washington University, New York University, the University of Texas at Austin, University of Michigan, University of Southern California, faculty have colluded with or joined students in calling for the destruction of Israel and celebrating Hamas's violence against the Jewish state as a form of resistance. At Northeastern University in Boston, professors formed a human barrier around a student encampment to stop its dismantling by officers. At Columbia University, faculty staged a walkout in support of the demonstrations and demanded the abeyance of disciplinary sanctions against anti-Zionist students, dozens of whom cheered Hamas, and threatened more massacres of Jews similar to October 7th. Well, that's what you pay $60,000 a year to have your child be taught by these awful human beings. For the full episode of the Dennis Prager Show, go to pragertopia.com, sign up, and become a full member.